And we are live.
Well, welcome. Welcome to this call, everyone. I would love to tell you why you're seeing me and not James. Well, as you know, they are traveling back from Bali. And as for those of you who heard James Laponzi mentioned, I am one of the original founding members of the Warrior Movement. I have been in this business for over 8 years now, and I have the absolute pleasure of welcoming you all. So wherever you're coming in from, whether it's evening there or in the morning for some of you, or some of you it's even tomorrow, I'd like to welcome you on board to the Warrior Movement onboarding call. If anyone, I think I know all of your names. I do not think we have anyone that is new within this last month. But if you are, if you could put it in the chat, I will know how to direct what we're going to do. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Pam Middleton, and uh, and I've been with an RN for over 45 years in healthcare industry. I decided to retire early and regain my health. As you know, for those of you who are nurses, not only nurses, people that work in any industry, when you have a 9 to 5 job, you have to eat when you can, you take breaks when you can. I know some of you may be teachers. You don't have the flexibility you want to just go to your refrigerator during the day and to grab the food. So for that reason, I retired from nursing over after 45 years and found myself to be way overweight. And not only that, I had some health issues, but most importantly, I realized that retirement wasn't what I expected. So I was looking for a little something that would help me bridge that gap, praying, asking God to open a door. And literally 10 days later, I stumbled upon this amazing company that's now called Partner Co. And um, and it has afforded me the opportunity to get my health back, but not only that, also allows me to do what I want to do most and travel. Is there anyone on board who never traveled when they were younger and waited till they retired to make their first international trip? Am I the only one? Put a two in the chat. I don't see anybody. So I guess I'm the only person who has never left the country. Oh, good. Louis. Yeah, I got you. So with that said, it is amazing now that I have been found a company that got me my health back, but also has allowed me to travel the world and take my family with me. So that's why I do what I do. But without further ado, I would like to introduce our first couple that is going to be talking to us tonight. And what brings me great pleasure is Janine is also a fellow RN, so I love that. And they have dabbled in a few multi-level marketing companies also, and have had a major one but now they transitioned and they're now with us here at Partner Co. What I love about them is they are traveling the world. In Australia, they call it a caravan, and they're meeting people and they're growing an incredible team. They are both senior vice presidents in our company, and Rick is a retired business coach. So their skills blend really well together as a couple. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Rick and Janine, and they're going to share some amazing things since there is no one in this country, I mean, no one on this call who's brand new. I feel like the direction we have for you guys tonight will be really helpful as we navigate through all of the directives. So let me clarify though, what are the directives that we're here? For some of us, we want to be first and foremost to in the warrior movement to get that machine 2.0. So just to clarify there, James has put on a challenge. It started July the 6th, I believe, and I'm sorry, June 4th. And no, I'm sorry, I messed up. Okay, it started in July 7th, and it goes through the June 7th through July 4th. Let me slow down and put it together. So again, I'll repeat myself. It is June 7th through July 4th, and we've been challenged to do 10 and 2. What does that mean? It's to get 10 new customers. We can get them whether we have product on hand and we're selling from our own stock, or by putting them into giving them a link and letting them sign up, and 10 customers and 2 business partners with a minimum of 200 PV. That's our challenge. For those of you who make that challenge, those of us who do, and I'm going to say we're all going to do it, we will be able to be first to get that Warrior machine. We will get machine 2.0 for the Warrior movement. Okay. So with that said, that's one challenge. And for those of you that were on the call last night, we heard that there's another challenge for those that are going to PXP. PXP is our big convention that's for North America, but it's also Canada and Mexico. And I believe that Rick and Janine are coming all the way from Australia to meet us there. And they love hugs, you guys. So let's give them a hug. Let's hug each other. If you don't like hugs, say, I hate hugs. And we'll make sure to write your name down and we won't hug you when we get to PXP. But one of the challenges for PXP that was announced last night was actually getting 6,000 new volume bonus. New volume bonus means that you have new brand partners and new customers that you're bringing into the business, and there is 9 weeks on the clock for that challenge. I'll put it in the chat room, in the chat, the flyer, so that you guys can see the dates on that. And if we do that, we'll be invited to a VIP event with Partner Co at PXP. So if you haven't heard that, that's an exciting thing. So remember, our 10 and 2 leads us to have more people. It leads us to be able to get them all ultimate. And those points are added up week after week after week, and for the next 9 weeks, so that we have the opportunity to accumulate 6,000 new volume bonus. So that's enough for me for right now. I'm going to turn it over to Rick and Janine and welcome them aboard. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Pam. Thank you very much. Appreciate that introduction.
Hello, everyone. I'm really pleased to be here and on the call.
Yes, fantastic. Just as a quick background, we're on Starlink in a remote area, and so if we freeze for a moment, bear with us, because it'll only be generally for 5 or 10 seconds. We'll pause and come back in. So hopefully that doesn't happen too much. Thanks for giving us time to be able to share our thoughts. As Pam mentioned, we've been a long time in the industry, and so we've made lots of mistakes. And so whether you're on here live or whether you're watching the recording, we just want to be able to share some of our thoughts about the foundations of onboarding, the importance of onboarding, and that key time frame in our business life as such. So as Pam mentioned, I've been a business coach, trainer, facilitator for quite some time, and a teacher, you might say, so I identify with Mr. Louis Taylor. So it's not just the nurses on here, is it, Louis? It's a little bit of a teaching is good.
You guys muted yourself. Wait, Rick and Janine, you mute.
Got it. So there's a subtlety as you come into business. Now, whether this industry is your first business or whether you've been in traditional business, you will have learned some things. But for those of you that are coming into this industry or have been in this industry for a little while and maybe haven't quite thought about this, there's a different way of thinking when you become a business owner. And I would urge you, as you enter this industry, to think of yourself as a business owner. Now, there's absolutely nothing wrong with being an employee. It's a wonderful part and it keeps our economic world going. But it's also critical to have business people in the world creating opportunities. So the subtle shift between thinking is important in your success. We need to be able to make a transition. Now, this does not mean that you need to be an evil, money-grabbing human being to be a business person. So I'd urge you to think of yourself as a business person the moment you enter this industry, but then also as you look to bring a team on board, you're onboarding others or you're being onboarded, adopt that frame of mind, adopt that thinking. It will influence the outcomes that you have. It will elevate your thinking to a slightly higher level other than just the transactional moments. There's lots of simple activities that we do in this business, as we do in business generally, but the thinking that drives it behind it is more important than the activity, in my humble opinion. And so what are those shifts? There's lots of them, but I just wanted to pick out a few key ones that are very relevant for us in our industry. And so a thing called duplication. Business owners understand that whatever they do in traditional or in this industry needs to be duplicatable. It needs to be possible for someone else to do it because it takes a team to build a great business. If you just want to get into this business and be a sole trader, have some customers and do no more, then that's okay. You don't need to necessarily consider this. But if you like to grow a business that will allow you a lot more opportunities and scope in your life to do other things, then duplication is a mindset you must have. So teach it to people as you come on board. Talk about it. Provide it as an introduction to this industry. It's the foundation of all success. And I'm sure those of you that have been on here around for a while have heard that 1,000 times, but it is critical. There's a lot in duplication. I'm not going to talk about that. The second one is speed. This industry loves speeds. Again, if you've been around for more than 5 minutes, you would have heard this a lot. And that doesn't mean you run around like a headless chook, as we say in Australia. That means that you have some urgency, moving to action rather than analysis. Action wins over analysis every time. It doesn't mean we don't think about it. We've just talked about that. We have some awareness. We try and be smart with what we do, but action above all. So as quickly as you can, especially in that onboarding phase. If you have lofty goals, you have aspirations that are high, very important to move into action quickly as such. Another one I will mention is simplicity. It seems counterintuitive at times because we have so many things and so many resources, but the nature of having a system that's repeatable and duplicatable is what creates simplicity. And so as I stop waffling on, I might hand over to Janine to talk about simplicity a little bit, but also about another key element, a key principle of our success in business, and that's community. And so these 4 things we believe you need to teach. So Nina, I'll stop talking and let you have a crack.
So when we first started, what we really loved about this company and the warrior movement in particular was that there was a simple system, and the machine, we were just blown away by how simple it was. So when you first start and on board someone, you have a simple system that you can teach them. We have a link that we send out, and that gets them then connected to the whole warrior movement. We have an amazing Alice bot for onboarding, and that is another simple system that we had never ever thought that we would see. That's just an incredible system to get people onboarded, and through that process connecting via all the groups to the community, and that is so important.
Janine, I think you've frozen a little bit. Can we get you back? Yes, it is choppy. Well, I'm going to, okay, Janine, we lost you for a little bit. You're back. Can you take it back? You were saying it was so important too, and that's where I lost you.
to stay around the fire and be connected to the team. And that's how you grow and keep everyone together.
Feeding off energy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Feeding off others' energy.
And getting the support and being able to learn and ask questions.
So it's possible, isn't it, that some people in that early onboarding phase might resist that, to be able to say, oh, no, I'm okay. I'm an independent human being. I can do this without other people around me. And so those things that we've mentioned, particularly those four, it's our job as we're bringing people into the team to be able to pass on the importance of these key foundation elements. These are principles of success, not really just in our industry, but across business generally. And so having some strength to be able to convey this when people don't necessarily agree with it. Now, we don't want to be argumentative. We're not going to push people, are we? But with our own skill set, develop the skill set that says you have a great ability to communicate the importance of these key elements. And as we hand back to Coach Pam, we'll hear a little bit more, I'm sure, from our next presenter about another key foundational element in our business. So hopefully those principles have some value to all. Thank you for allowing us to share.
They were so helpful. I love that we're taking it back to basics. I see some of your comments. Yes, the main thing is we want to keep it simple, silly, or stupid, or however you say it, but it's KISS is an acronym for that. And you're right, duplication is the key. It is important that we teach people how to duplicate. And we have an amazing system with Alice the bot. So I'm gonna add boards here. Is there anyone here that is not using boards yet? You put a 1 in the chat or raise your hand if you've never used boards before. Okay, so then the next question is, I see nothing in the chat. So the question is, all of you are building your business by using boards. So raise your hand yeah, I see Louis shaking his head. Okay, Twyla, I see Diane. Okay, the rest of you who are not on camera, if you would let me know, I would be honored to walk you through them, but I do not want to take you down a path since we're all experienced and been here a minute and you're already using it. So if that's the case, Anita, are you saying yes with a heart, or is that you need information? What does that heart mean? Sorry. Oh, you're good. Okay, so I'm not going to go through boards. Thank you. I want to make this call incredible and helpful for you guys. So I want to tell you that Alice the bot, I know that we had a few new people, is coming soon. And there is, if you go, we're all in the warrior movement. So if you go to your warrior movement boards, you will see what it's going to, I mean, not boards, warrior movement Facebook group. You're going to see in the Facebook group what the requirements are to be the first to get 2.0. Great, Stephanie. I'm glad that you are using boards as well. So we're not going to go through it. You guys are all experts by now. So 2.0, just to reiterate, we need to get 10 and 2. 10 customers and 2 new brand partners. And as soon as we do that, you'll be the first wave to get the boards. So how are we doing on 10 and 2? If you have done any movement at all, if you've done any movement in your 10 and 2, you're close, would love to hear from you. But before I hear from you, just give me a wave, or just put something in the put a 3 in the chat if you've hit 10 and 2. We actually have someone online who has done it. And I'm so honored to meet her and for you guys to see her, because this young lady has just joined our company this month. Oh, Stephanie, I'm super proud of you. You've got those brand partners, which for some of us, that's the hardest. And you have 2 new customers. Young lady, you are well on your way. So let's get this done. I'm super proud of you. And boards, if they're not working properly, Amanda, I'm also willing to help you in the back, be able to help you with that, but not right now. So let me introduce our first person in the warrior movement who hit her, not who hit 10 and 2. But not only did she do that, but she also went ultimate. Not only that, this young lady just got into the business this month. So but let me tell you a little bit about her. Her name is Marie Elena Aruta, and she is not new to MLM either. You have a very experienced group of people. She's dabbled in a few other companies, and she was able to build upon that knowledge. She also is a personal trainer. She manages an Airbnb and a travel agency. So if you guys say I'm super busy and I can't build, listen to this young lady, because she's younger than some of us on this call. And she has been able to juggle her life and do all of this in 1 month. So without further ado, allow me to introduce you to Marie Elena Aruta. I'm going to ask to unmute. Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
All right. Thank you,
Well done.
Pam.
Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you,
Go
Pam.
ahead.
And thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. And thank you for having me on this call. So, yeah, 10 and 2. That was my first goal. I first reached out to James Laponzi on June 2nd, and I wasn't actually interested in the product for myself. I was reaching out for my father. I wanted my father to look into the product. And I said, well, you know what? This might be something that I may need for myself, because my body, I'm going through some changes. 47 years old, I'm hitting that perimenopause. I was experiencing some weight gain, chronic fatigue. And I was doing everything in my power, everything that I know, and I could not get my body to where it has always been. So yeah, I reached out to James, and 2 days later, I enrolled as a business partner. As Pam mentioned, I'm not new to the network marketing industry, but I wasn't interested in getting back into network marketing until I saw this company. It was the founders. I listened to their video as I was logging into the site, and I had faith in the products right away. So I enrolled on 6/4, and within a week, I hit gold and ultimate, and I ranked up 3 times. That was all in my first week. I had 12 paid customers. I can't say I have many tips for you, unfortunately, but Rick and Jeannie, you had amazing tips that I'm gonna take to my business tomorrow. But it's really
Maria Lane, I have to stop you. I'm so sorry. I have to stop you. So what I heard you, well, one thing you told me that you haven't talked about is how long were you looking at James's post before you made a first comment?
Yes.
That's my first question.
Yes. Okay. And that's a great point, Pam. Thank you for bringing that up. So yeah, James and I have been friends on Facebook for about 8 years, and we were both in another MLM marketing company together, not business partners, but we were within the same company. So yeah, I've been watching James's posts for over a year. Okay, so that there's something to be said about that. I never really clicked that like button, because I know how it is in this industry. You hit that like button, and then somebody's going to message you about the business. And like I said, I wasn't interested in getting back into network marketing. Although there's so many things that I love about network marketing, I was just so busy with everything else going on in my life, with work and whatnot. So people are watching. People are watching. A lot of times it's crickets. You have to keep going. And if you have that belief system, you're going to succeed, and you just can't give up. So I took that one day, I decided, you know what, my dad needs this. This is something that my dad needs. And that's when I reached out to James, and 2 days later, here I am. So people are out there watching, and they're out there listening.
That is so true. That is such a key point. All of you have to hear that. The number one thing is I'm posting, I'm hearing crickets, but then that click just happens.
Yeah.
And people know not to say like and follow. That was, or make a comment, because if you do, then you're going to get a message. That was key. That was a huge point. And then the other thing is, when James introduced you to this, what was the first thing you did? Did you do a post, or how
So
did
my
you
launch
start
post-
with?
Yeah, at first, one of the first things I said to him before I enrolled was, I'd like to try the products for myself, because I don't like to put something out there until I've experienced it to myself. But I went into the Wellness 360 and I listened to quite a few videos, and I knew well enough, this is legit. I watched James transform his body. I knew that this was legit. Drops are delivered fast. I received my drops and my Advantage within 2 days. I immediately felt a difference. I went into the boards, and that's basically it. You have to follow the system. It works. And as you mentioned, it's the simplicity of it. I went into the boards. I chose what my launch post would be, but with permission, I said, is it okay if I tweak the wording around a little bit so it sounds a little more authentic to myself? And first of all, without the support of our system, immediately everyone was posting their before and after pictures, and you had so much support from this team. I had 25 people reach out to me. As James Zhang has mentioned, it's not spammy. You don't have to reach out to people, they reach out to you. So follow the system, follow the boards. And that's pretty much what I did. It was that launch post with a few before and after pictures and their stories. And still to this day, I haven't even had much time to get out there and post on Facebook. I've been responding back and forth to over 50 something people, and I'm still getting messages. So the system is phenomenal. It was genius, and it really helped me get to that 10 and 2. 10 and 2 was my focus. I can do this. 10 customers, 2 business partners. 10 customers, 2 business partners. That's all I had in my head. That's where my focus was. And I was leading the business with passion. I strongly believe in this product, and you have to put that out there.
That is so true. I love that. I love to hear somebody. So you said you had 12 customers, and then how did you get the brand partners?
So quite a few people did reach out to me about the business side without an invitation. So that came easy. And I guess it's the same way with James. I reached out to him about the product, and I immediately went in, you know what? Enroll me as a business partner. So I think that comes from the original video that we're sending out, bringing them directly to that website, the Wellness 360 page. It starts out with the drops and what those drops do. And if you keep scrolling, there's information right there in front of you about the business. And that's where I saw the founders video. And that spoke volume to me. I mean, that was everything, listening to their story, how they met, where they came from. So that did it for me. So just like with the customers, I didn't have to invite.
That makes it so simple. I love that. I love so many people tell us what you just said. I have to try the products first before I decide, but when you start seeing all of these people, and you get on a call like this and you see our faces, like, we're not the bots, we're the real people with real results. And that's what's super important. So I heard that getting on board and onboarding them correctly with what we have, and that's what we have is Alice 2.0. So we're going to keep on using Alice 2.0, but Maria Elena is going to be one of the first to try this new system, and we're going to be all over her to hear how it is. So I'm sure we're going to have you back. And if you're able to join the IPA calls in the morning, they are amazing. People want to hear from you, Maria Elena, because they want to know that how you did it. And if we have people and we have not hooked them up in the boards, we need to do that. Absolutely.
Yep.
First and foremost, we need to get them hooked up so that they are able to do exactly what we have done. And getting to ultimate is imperative. I believe everybody, I'm not sure, Lena, I'm not sure about you, but I know that everybody here, well, let's just put it this way. If you're ultimate, put a U in the chat. I want to see how many ultimates we have. And if you're not ultimate, put a no in the chat. And don't be afraid. Don't worry. The reason why we're putting this in there is so that we can all help each other and glean from that. So yes, you have already set yourself up for the most amount of money we can make in this company. And I just want to thank you and also Rick and Janine for coming on board and helping us do this call today. It was a pleasure to be here and to be your host. If there's a quick question that you guys have, you can put it in the chat or raise your hand. We'll be happy to answer. If not me, between all of us, we can get that answer to you. Oh, there are a couple people who are not ultimate yet. Okay. So if you aren't ultimate yet, Lena, how many weeks have you been in this business? Do you mind sharing?
I have been 2 years, but I haven't been really continuously doing that. I was busy with my work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So for
So
Lena, go ahead.
So I
Lena.
just restarting now. Yeah.
Okay, that is perfect. So here's the good news for both you and Amanda. You guys have been in the business for more than a year, more than the time frame that that the company allows to go ultimate. But just guess what? Talk to the person who brought you on here. If you're ready and you're ready to do your first post and you're ready to bring people into this business, then reach out to the person who shared this business with you and they can make a special call to corporate and get some special dispensation for you. So I hope that's a tip for both you and Amanda to let you know that it is not too late. We can help you to get to ultimate, the person who brought you, and also working towards going to ultimate for you is going to help you towards your 10 and 2. So we're all a family. We all work together. Reach out to anybody and we'd be happy to help you guys to get there. But talk to the person who sponsored you. Let them get that special dispensation for you and get ultimate. Why? Because it pays the most. Why would you be doing work that's paying you dollars or cents when you can be making really big money? So I'm going to go ahead and give you back your day and end this call. There's no more questions. I thank you guys all for joining us, especially to my hosts, my host and hostesses with the mostesses, Rick and Janine and Marie Ellen. Thank you guys. Give our people some love and that's it. There will be a replay you can share with
you
your
in
friends.
Texas.
Yep. See you.
Thank you.
Great.
Looking forward to seeing you guys
Thank
all at
you.
PXP. Love you.
Me
Yeah,
too.
we'll be there.
Great.
Bye.
We'll see you
Great
guys.
jobs, everybody. Yep.
Take care.
Great.
Bye.
Thank
That was
you.
a great call. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for your help, Louis.
Yep.
My pleasure.
And Jaden's
Bye.
godfather.
Jaden's godfather.
I'm
Handling
not
the business.
forgetting you.
Unofficial.
Bye, guys.
Okay, guys. Good night.
Bye.
Bye, Stacy.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Pam. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. My pleasure. It's good seeing you again, young lady.